Hello everybody and welcome to video message number 40 for the presidential campaign and Donald Trump along with the politicians over there in Ohio. But most of all, you, the American citizens that are taking your tax money and paying the crooked politicians and their friends. And just to show you a little bit how they're doing this is I'm going to show you a slide real quick of how the law introduced into Ohio to create this illegal monopoly. In the law, they specifically say, unless you're accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries. Now, be sure and understand this. A state, federal, city, county government cannot make you join a private nonprofit organization to be exempt from a criminal law. So as long as something pays a fine or jail time, nobody, not even a police officer, can be exempt from that criminal fine. So what they have done is they have created an illegal monopoly simply by passing this law to where you have to join the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries to be exempt from that law. And to show you how the monopoly goes even a little bit further, they issued a $250,000 contract to Lions, Tigers, and Bears, who is accredited by the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries, in order to move those animals of yours out of the state of Ohio using your tax dollars. So every animal that has been shipped out of Ohio has been shipped only to Global Federation of Animal Sanctuary facilities, which is exactly what that is, an illegal monopoly, ladies and gentlemen, which is a crime. So the politicians that actually voted for that law, along with Governor Kasich, who signed that bill into law, are literally breaking the law, and they should be held accountable for it. And since we're on the idea of the Global Federation of Animal Sanctuaries and one of their main leaders, Carole Baskin, down there at Big Cat Rescue, we're gonna go into a little bit of a storybook today, straight out of the Big Cat Times. Now, Carole is a master marketer and a master manipulator, being able to twist words around in order to fit her everyday need. You'll notice on this, she says that she has 85 cats. You'll notice on her website that she has over 100 big cats. The problem is she considers big cats to be anything a bobcat and larger. Now you want to know how come these people can pass laws and sponsor politicians and get everything that they want introduced into law? Carole Baskin and Howard Baskin spend most of their time and most of their money sitting in politicians' offices, taking them out to lunch and donating money to campaign funds. The money that you donate is not going to the animals, ladies and gentlemen. It's going strictly to sucking ass to the politicians in order to get what she wants to further her agenda. Now here's where we get back into the numbers game, ladies and gentlemen. You noticed that we had a video message here a while back with a guy in New York that said that we had 7,000 tigers, and then in case you wanted to add lions and cheetahs and leopards and everything to that, we'd have almost 14,000 big cats in the United States. Well, if you take it straight out of the Big Cat Times at Big Cat Rescue, here we are to 10 to 20,000 big cats in the United States. Now, before they start making people panic and turning laws into states to take your rights away, don't you think that we need a little solider numbers to go by? Now here we go back to playing the number game again. She states in here that there has been 23 big cat deaths, 5 of those being children, 252 people being mauled, and 266 big cat escapes. Now we've been doing this quite a while, and we can only track 2 children being killed, and that's if you want to include an 18-year-old being killed by a white tiger in Kansas to get her photo taken for a senior picture. But other than that, we can only name 1 child that has ever been killed in the United States by a big cat, and that was not a member of the general public. But when you start talking about 252 injuries and 266 escapes, the big thing is Carole forgets to put that some of those statistics are at her very same facility. Injuries by mountain lions, lemurs, black leopards, and escapes of cougars running around the neighborhood at McDonald's. Carole, how come you never put any of your own statistics in that big number to let people know that your facility's just as dangerous as anyone else's? Another one of my big favorites is she is so against cubs. cub petting, cub photos, breeding. But how come Carole always uses the word cub and pictures of baby bobcats? Why? I can tell you why. Because the general public love baby animals. And the easiest way to raise money is to show pictures and to rescue little baby animals. So Carole, wouldn't you call that a little bit of a hypocrisy, using the word cub, even though those mountain lions are full grown? But it helps make money, doesn't it? And you want us to stop, but you can't? You fucking hypocrite. Another thing that I like that Carole puts in her magazine here, and that is, you know, she's against exploiting tigers for photo ops and traveling them around and putting them in circuses and everything else. But every picture that you see come out of Big Cat Rescue, whether it's a bank or just a tourist, they always have a picture standing in front of a full-grown tiger in a cage. Now you explain to me what the difference is about exploiting photos for money. There isn't. Another one of my favorites is a full page of Sabre, a black leopard, that Carole claims that was born in 1992 and came to Big Cat Rescue, which was Wildlife on Easy Street, in 1995, which is absolutely correct. But before you start this heart-pulling sob story about how they're abandoned at your facility, don't forget to tell everyone that Sabre has been bred time and time again at your facility. And one of those cats is a product of Sabre, and I do believe that his name is Jumanji, another black leopard that lives at Big Cat Rescue. Now here's where we start to get a little bit exciting during this story time, ladies and gentlemen, down at Big Cat Rescue in Tampa, Florida. Sad farewell. She is setting up 85 cats to have a reason to be euthanized, pass away, or just end up dying, because she spells out how many are over certain ages and how long they live, and here's your next victim of the euthanization process at Big Cat Rescue. But you know, the last one, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to tell you that I actually talked to this woman myself, is she puts in the magazine a bobcat named Levi, okay? Levi was actually purchased from Carole in 1995 from a lady in Nebraska, along with 11 other bobcats. And Carole was so concerned that these animals would be put in a pet trade or skinned for their fur that she couldn't even wait to get home and turn around and sold some of them exact bobcats as pets to total strangers within the same year. So is she really rescuing animals? Is she telling the truth about where these animals come from and where these animals go? If you're gonna rescue bobcats from a fur farm or from the pet trade, the last thing you should do is to sell them back into the pet trade. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, over the last 39 days, I've showed you some of the corruption in the politician field. I've showed you some of the corruption in the exotic animal field, how these people are scamming you, the taxpayers, and the people who dig deep in your pockets to make donations in order to help animals, because your heart would like to help animals. But in all reality, it's all going to political campaigns, buying off cops, fancy dinners, fancy parties, and everything but the animals. Now, we can't possibly show you any stronger proof of how all this is happening. Now, notice these next two pictures that we're going to put up on the screen, and this is exactly how they write a law to think that they're not coming after your hamsters or your ferrets or your animal. They write in there that by the discretion of the director of the ODA, he can change this at any minute and add your pet to be in there. So don't think that this is just a big cat fight, ladies and gentlemen. They've got a sneaky process, whether it's snakes or other mammals or birds, they're gonna come after each and every one of you. Now, for the last so many days, I've been asking you 6 questions. Today, I'm gonna skip those questions and we're gonna insert a video that we found online that could really, if you listen to this video, is probably one of the most moving speeches I've ever heard in my life, from Charlie Chaplin. This is exactly what a presidential campaign should be all about.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world. Millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes. Men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that's video message number 40. I'll see you tomorrow for video message number 41.